WTMA and WTMA.com.
1250 WTMA, the Big Talker.
Now, here's more of the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show on the Big Talker, 1250 WTMA.
Welcome back, Charleston, as the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show continues here on the Big Talker, 1250 WTMA and WTMA.com. Now, if you guys want more information on what I was talking about last segment, which we're going to continue now, which is selling your house in the fall, whether you want to get top dollar for it or you want to learn more about what either myself or my pool of investors would be willing to provide you right now for an immediate offer for your home, or to see if we have a buyer we're working with for your house right now, then go to listingsincharleston.com. That's my website, listingsincharleston.com, or give me a call, 843-400-8009, 843-400-8009. And, I didn't really mention that last segment, but we are working with plenty of buyers right now. And inventory is tight. Inventory is still low in many areas of Charleston. And, I get this a few days ago. I received an email and it said, "You've received a 1-star review on Google." And I'm like, what's all this about? And so I look at the 1-star review, and this person had posted, this agent calls multiple times using robo dials. We've never represented this person. He's complaining that we were calling him. And I looked it up, and we've called him several times, I think 3 or 4 times over the past few days, because we have a buyer for his house, and his house recently came off the market, and we were trying to get in touch with him to say, hey, if you still want to sell your home, we just sold a similar one, and we're working with somebody, actually 2 people right now, that are interested in other properties in your area. Never gave us the time of day, never answered the phone. He just went online and gave us a 1-star review for calling him using an excuse that we're quote-unquote robo-dialing him. We don't use robo-dialers. We're real people. We make real phone calls. We try to connect buyers with sellers. And so that's an unfortunate part of our market in our society right now, is that had that guy answer the phone, he just say, hey, I'm not interested. So be it. That's fine with us. We have plenty of other things to do, plenty of other people to get in touch with. But, if you're a seller in this market right now, I'll just tell you that as I have been in this business now this is my 14th year in the business, I'm concerned about the behavior of buyers, sellers, and agents right now, because in the grand scheme of things, it's a good market. It should be an easy market to get a deal done. You've got, of course, several areas where prices are still appreciating, and you've got multiple offer situations, and there's always going to be some tension there. But it is not like it's 2008, 2009, where all of a sudden all the deals stopped and the bank stopped lending and everybody just immediately went broke, right? I mean, it was not doom and gloom, it's not doom and gloom right now. Yet we have so many of our transactions get heated for whatever reason. Somebody on the other side of the equation, or maybe at times it's our clients too. Let's just be honest. Let's be real here, because we're dealing with real people with real emotions. And if anybody ever says that moving and buying or selling in real estate is a stress-free transaction, then they're working with an agent that's never sold anything before, because that's just not reality. And of course, part of our responsibility as a professional agent is to remove the emotion from our consultation so that we can help you better understand your options, the impact of your decisions, how best to navigate the process, and how to maybe use their emotion against them so that we can get a better deal. And so because so many people get so wrapped up in this process, and we have so many agents now that are frankly inexperienced, they are. And it makes it a challenge at times when we're trying to get deals done, where the buyer wants to buy, the seller wants to sell, and now you've got this agent that's kind of interjecting all this stuff that parties aren't asking for and don't want them to be doing, but they have a tendency to make things more difficult than they need to be. And if you've done multiple deals in real estate, if you've bought and sold multiple homes, there's more than likely been at least one person either the buyer, the seller, or one of their agents that has just been a difficult person to work with. And so, because we also value convenience in our society, there are all these different companies out there that are getting major funding from Wall Street to the tune of hundreds of millions of dollars or billions of dollars to go out and just make immediate offers on homes. People like Zillow and Knock and Open Door and OfferPad and so on and so forth. They're in major markets. They're not here. They're not here in Charleston. I think at some point they probably will be. And they essentially make an offer that at the surface looks really nice and clean, and then you start reading into it, and it just seems like this kind of elaborate scam when you really read the document, or at least that's how a lot of people feel about it. I know that there are plenty of folks that would just rather say, hey, you know what? I'd rather just sell my house to this company so I don't have to deal with any of this stuff. And my point is that before you do that, have a conversation with me to see if there's a buyer that I'm currently working with that might want to buy your house at a more attractive discount. I might want to buy your house personally. And if I don't, and if we don't have an immediate buyer that's looking as a personal residence, then I have literally hundreds of people that I've identified over the course of the past 8 months that want to invest in Charleston. They're sitting in a nice little corner of my database right now, ready for me to feed them with some deals. And we're not talking about stuff where, hey, we're going to pay you 40 cents on the dollar here. These are going to be attractive offers, but it's going to be made with the understanding that they need to profit from the transaction. Which is why you hear all these agents out there saying, hey, if you can't get an offer on your home in 72 hours, if you list with me, then I'll just offer to buy it right now. Cash offer guaranteed. I mean, I can do the same thing, but the cash offer is going to be an investor-based offer. No one's out there paying full price for real estate if they can't sell it in a few days. That would be the dumbest thing ever. That'd be a one-way ticket to bankruptcy for a real estate agent or any business owner. No one's going to pay you full price for your house if they can't sell it in a reasonable amount of time. That's just not how it works. Just like if you are put into a position where you only have 30 days to sell a house, and if you can't get it sold within that amount of time, then that agent's going to do some sort of major reduction on their commission. Well, what do you think they're going to do to hedge their bets with that? They're going to ask for aggressive price reductions. They're going to ask for a lot of things up front to make sure that, they have every chance possible to get an offer within 30 days, which is usually how that's structured. So I'm telling you all these things because we very firmly believe on our team in a no gimmicks approach to helping people buy and sell real estate. Some of these incentives that real estate agents use are quite elaborate. They have quite a long list of caveats and conditions and things that most people just aren't going to agree to. But by the time that you investigate those things as a seller or as a buyer, they've already gotten so many different avenues they can take with you that you're probably going to work with them anyways, even though the original reason you called is not applicable to you. So what do we call that? That's a foot in the door technique, right? If you're going to sell your house this fall and you want to sell it for top dollar, I think you really need to focus a lot of your time and energy on finding the right agent. So sometimes the best investment you can make is the time that you spend researching agents, because a bad hire, just like in a company, it can cost you tens of thousands of dollars and months of time and stress and worry. And so the first thing you got to do is you got to just go online and you have to just do a little research on this agent. What do their marketing materials look like? What do their listings look like? Is there good photography? Do they have any videos? I mean, is there any pop to it? Are there a bunch of misspellings, or are things overly exaggerated? Is there just a lot of puffery in their marketing? Is it, have you accidentally stumbled upon the greatest real estate agent in the world's website? Some of these agents would love to think they are, and might even go so far as to tell you they are. I won't get into that, but spend some time interviewing the agent. right now is when, we have a lot of properties that have been on the market for quite a while. Let's say that they listed in February or March, and here we are, end of September. They've been on the market for half a year, and they did not think they'd be on the market this long. And so they're irritated, they're tired. They've kind of given up a little bit of hope that it's going to happen without just giving their house away. And I'm here to tell you that I sympathize with a lot of these folks, because about a little over 60% of the listings that we sell were previously on the market with another real estate agent. So, I mean, when we have those conversations and we go on a fact-finding mission to determine, did you have any offers? What was done? What was not done? What did people think about your house? Here's how we're different. Here's how we're going to approach this process and rebrand your home and reintroduce it to the market. And, here's what our weekly conversations are going to look like, and, all that stuff. As a seller right now, I think if you're going to go back on the market right now, you need to understand that this market is not as good as it was in the spring, and it's not as good as it was last year for many people. Now, first-time home buyer markets, entry-level markets, yeah, it's still a really hot market, but the higher in price you go, the harder it's going to become for you to sell your house. And take that comment with a grain of salt, because there are pockets all over Charleston that are hot and some that are not. But if you want to sell your house in the fall, I don't suggest you being the type of person that just wants to quote-unquote test the waters. If you want to sell your house, then make the decision to sell your house and then hire an agent that can give you the best strategy and ability to do so. And so I want to talk more about that when we come back, as the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show continues here on the Big Talker, 1250 WTMA and WTMA.com. Remember, if you want to reach out to me to learn more about getting your home sold and some of the incentives we offer, like a free staging consultation, free pre-listing home inspection, all kinds of great stuff. My number is 843-400-8009. That's 843-400-8009. Or go to my website, listingsincharleston.com. You can also get an immediate valuation on your home through my website, listingsincharleston.com. Stick around. We'll be back with more of the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show here in just a few minutes on the Big Talker, 1250 WTMA and WTMA.com.
It's the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show. Broadcast Saturday mornings at 9 and Sunday mornings at 10 on the Big Talker, 1250 WTMA.